Y'all, whispers say Kendrick's next move reportedly just landed, and the whole industry is low-key holding its breath. Hints of a surprise drop, maybe a surgical feature, maybe a label shake, if the chatter is accurate. The room got quiet, phone screens lit up, and while that wave builds, Drake and Young Thug's recovery plan allegedly looks shaky already. Mixed signals, patchy rollouts, a collab rescue that might not convert per insiders. If true, timing is rough, momentum is fragile. Stay tuned and tap subscribe real quick so you don't miss the tea. Quick reset. After Not Like Us and 616 in LA, the pressure hasn't eased one bit. The song still blares in clubs. The memes won't quit. Every Drake move gets freeze-framed and graded. Into that storm, Young Thug drops "Man, I Miss My Dogs." He sounds reflective, wounded, but calculating. There are lines that read like apologies, soft hands extended. But there are gaps too. Names missing, selective omissions that feel intentional, at least to listeners. It plays like a letter to the circle, edited for court and optics. And while that spins, Drake is allegedly coordinating a run of visuals to reset the temperature. Think tight rollouts, glossy frames, familiar faces. Reportedly a push to steer the convo back to hits, history, and heartthrob era Drake after the mess. Less sparring, more legacy. PR 101. The idea, per chatter, is to flood the feed with moments that feel safe, warm, and replayable. Cameos, crowd shots, nostalgia sprinkles. None of that erases the sting from Not Like Us or 616, which still shadow every caption. But it signals a pivot, a bet on stamina over shock. Everyone's watching the timing, the guest lists, the Easter eggs. Because right now, context is the whole story. Is the first drop. The receipts are giving timeline tea. The cameo footage with Drake was allegedly pre-cleared days before any public apology hit the feed. That suggests the spontaneous makeup vibe might have been more rollout math than raw emotion. The clues are messy but loud. Reported clearance emails, edit lock notes, time-stamped file versions, pointing to approvals that predate the apology posts. Insiders say the cameo was slotted into the cut before the apology copy was even drafted. If that holds, the optics were set. Now the rollout sync gets spicier. Thug's album tease reportedly lined up with a Drake assist. Not just a friendly tap, a coordinated nudge. Think playlist positioning, a timely comment boost, maybe a story echo. Allegedly even a soft hold on a feature snippet to create overlap. That would explain why the teaser art and the cameo chatter landed within the same window. They amplified each other. Scheduling T suggests label calendars were mirrored, embargoes matching, posts queued. The moment felt bigger than it was. Rewatch the teaser. The cut points and cameo framing feel built for that cosign. That doesn't mean fake, it reads strategic, and the industry loves a tidy timeline. Tell me you haven't clocked the routine yet. First comes the soft focus remorse. Notes app font, damp lashes. A careful "I hear you." Maybe a donation link, maybe a timeout. Then, like clockwork, the cosigns. A respected peer drops a warm comment. A legacy name posts a selfie. A think piece voice says growth is possible. Suddenly the air shifts. The word accountability trends, but gentler. And then, boom, the reset button is a collab. Big, buzzy, can't miss. A track, a capsule, a cameo. A comeback podcast C. It reframes the timeline. It says we're moving forward. This isn't random. Industry folks reportedly love a narrative arc. Public remorse humanizes. Strategic cosigns stabilize. The collab remonetizes. It's allegedly the three-step. And it works because we like closure. We like a chorus. We like a new thing to click. Watch the timing. The apology lands on a low news day. The cosigns trickle across platforms. The collab hits after a teaser drip. Never too soon, never too late. Metrics spike, sentiment softens, receipts get archived, the comment sections police themselves. And if backlash sparks again, the cycle can repeat. Smaller remorse, fresh cosign, another shiny drop. Not saying it's cynical, just saying patterns pattern. If someone skips a step, you feel it. If they nail all three, you can feel the door swing open. Okay, so the apology tour looked generous on the surface, all hugs and I was wrong. But listen to the names he didn't touch, because that silence was loud. Kendrick, not a peep. Cole, quiet. Andre, not even a respectful nod. And that's the tell. It's selective healing, which is basically competitive boundary setting in a cozy sweater. He patched fences that cost him nothing and kept the real battle lines intact. That's not an accident. That's chess. The public mea culpas win goodwill, deflate casual critics, and reset his image, while leaving the apex predators off limits so the narrative stays thrilling. You heard I'm about unity, but you felt I still want the crown. Fans caught it too. Timelines lit up with nice apology, but where's Kendrick? because everyone remembers the bars, the back and forths, the energy. With Cole, the dynamic is layered. He bowed out once, then tiptoed back, so any apology there would read like admitting hierarchy. Nobody in that lane wants that. As for Andre, that's a different kind of reverence, and skipping him is its own move, like saying, "I'll meet you on wax," not in a caption. Reportedly, the team wanted a clean slate narrative, but the artist in him left those doors cracked on purpose, because a tidy ending kills replay value. So yes, contrition plays well. The exclusions, that's the smoke alarm chirping in the background, reminding you this chapter isn't closed at all, just re-edited for suspense, and the next drop will do the real talking. Here's the tea. Word is Kendrick is allegedly lining up a surgical feature, the kind you blink and almost miss. Not a big banner single, just a quiet slot where he can thread needles and answer subliminals without feeding headlines. The vibe is precision, no messy callouts, just coded pressure. Insiders reportedly say this is timed, engineered, almost clinical. Think stealth mode. Think 4 bars here, 6 bars there. Layered references only the intended will catch. I'm hearing whispers about producers clearing stems and a mixing session held late, allegedly to tuck his verse in under the radar. Nothing official yet, no rollout, no cover art countdown, that's the point. He wants the message to travel, not the press. Fans are already screenshotting cryptic likes and a studio photo with that signature mic, which could be nothing, allegedly. But the pattern feels familiar. When he moves like this, timelines move with him. Expect dots of themes, not names. Flows that echo certain cadences, allegedly mirroring the folks who threw shade. A quick ad-lib shaped like a wink. A rhyme scheme that closes a loop. If this lands, it resets tempo. Suddenly everyone else looks loud, he looks calm. And the conversation shifts from who shouted loudest to who wrote tightest, which is reportedly the arena he wants. If the whispers are true, the fallout could flip the dial overnight. Radio goes back to lyric first dominance, hook over haze, story over vibe. Playlisters reportedly pivot to lines you can quote, not just moods you can float in. Why? Alleged motive is simple. Stabilize the big brands, reclaim the marquee playlists, and soothe jittery investors and sponsors. Ad buyers like safe bets, clear verses, clean choruses, easy sing-alongs. Executives allegedly spoke by erratic streams and fickle virality, want predictability they can pitch on earnings calls. That means narrative records, tidy bridges, and captions that write themselves. You'll hear fewer murky atmospheres, more crisp lines and obvious payoffs. It could work in the short term. Programmers get order. Shareholders get calm, but here's the catch. Forced chemistry reads as PR, not art. Audiences smell strategy. Critics will too. If collabs are brokered in boardrooms, the songs may scan like press releases with deets. Short spikes, soft replay, indie scenes could feel iced out as majors reportedly tighten gatekeeping and rein in algorithmic chaos. Sponsors relax, but culture slows. The real risk is brand polish sanding down the mess that makes hits feel human. If that happens, the backlash writes itself, and the playlists drift back to whoever's fearless enough to bleed on the mic. Whose move lands harder, damage control or a precision verse? That's the matchup. One camp spins statements, the other sharpens bars. Timelines keep shifting, and alleged leaks muddy the water. Reportedly, calls were made. Allegedly, receipts are coming. We'll stick to what's verified, then update fast. Watch the ripple effects. Streams, charts, reactions. Grand deals. Apologies if they surface, or victory laps if earned. Your read matters. Whose strategy actually connects? Drop predictions below. Be specific. Name the next play, the timing, the feature, the angle. Tap like if this kept you in the loop, and we'll keep tracking every verified update as it lands.